In today's video, I'm going to show you how I made this double-sided solid brass medallion. One side has a smiley face and the other side has a sad face. Make sure to subscribe for part 2 where I make the holder for this medallion. I will be melting down some brass in order to make this, so let's get right to the video and I'll show you how. I started out by using my Fox Alien CNC where I carved out polystyrene foam to make my shapes. I designed the pattern with a free program called Inkscape. Then I loaded the file into my carver, the Fox Alien CNC. Once the one side was carved, I strategically turned it over and placed it in the exact same spot to get a perfect design on the opposite side. Now that you can see both sides are carved, the next step will be to apply a drywall mud, a thin layer mixed with water, to the pattern. This helps keep the surface finish of the foam for a perfect finished product. I started out by applying it with the brush and then poured it on top and just smeared it along using a brush. I did it to both sides, and after 24 hours or 48 hours of drying, it's now time to apply a thicker coat that actually has sand mixed in with the plaster. This is needed for brass because brass is a heavy metal, and the pressure, the downward pressure of the heavy metal will push out of the thinner layer of the drywall that I have originally. And you'll see later, I'm not using a foundry sand, I'm just using regular dry sand. So this extra layer really helps hold the metal in. Also, you can see I did a little bit extra on the corners because I just recently did a video, and you can see on that video that it bled out of the corners because the corners are much thinner. And now it's the following day, and this is totally dry, and I am going to perform what they call the lost foam casting process. I'll just bury that in sand, and I have some very dried out sand here, which I also just recently did a video on how to get your nice dry sand for lost foam casting. So we'll first place the pattern in the bucket or the can and just fill it to the top with the dry sand. And the sand has to be completely dry because if not, it will ruin your plaster coating that you put on your foam pattern. Once filled to the top, we want to put a pouring cup with the hole cut out of the bottom. This is where we will pour the molten metal into. And now I'm selecting the brass that I will be melting down for today's video. So I got these from a buddy of mine, and again, in a recent video I used half of what he gave me, and today I'm going to be using the other half. I'll place all this inside the crucible, try to fit it all in, and then I'll take it outside to my furnace and I'll melt it all down. On my way out of the garage, I'm going to make sure to grab some cardboard that I'll be placing on top of the plinth block and the crucible. This helps prevent the crucible from sticking to the plinth when removing the crucible from the furnace. Alright guys, so let's hook up the propane to the furnace and light this furnace and melt down some brass. Now that the brass is fully molten and ready to pour, I'm going to remove the crucible from the furnace using my homemade crucible lifting tongs. What I'll do now is I'll pour the molten brass into the pouring cup that we place on top of the foam pattern. It will then vaporize the foam and take its shape. I usually like to place the crucible back into the furnace so it doesn't cool rapidly. However, I noticed some breakage on the crucible and it's time to retire it.
What do you guys think? Should I throw that crucible out, or should I give it one more go? It might work for another cast, but it's kind of risky. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Should I keep it or should I just toss it?
So in a recent video, I realized I had this stainless steel dish that I had no use for. And I realized I could use this dish for pouring my hot sand into. And now we have a solid brass medallion that was once a piece of foam. Both sides look fantastic, and now I'm going to dunk this in some water to cool it off.
All right, guys, the sun is going down. I'm just cleaning things up for today. I was just kidding about the crucible. When it looks like that, don't even risk it. You're gonna get hurt. You're asking for it. So throw it out, get a new one. I have other ones in my garage. I'm just gonna throw it out and start new. So yeah, let's give it a day because I'm tired, and I'll come back and I'll start cleaning it up.
A little sanding and it looks fantastic. But now I need to cut off the remainder of the sprue on the top and then I'll clean it up even more. All right, guys, that is it for today's video. I have this thing all sanded up and polished. I think it looks fantastic. And like I said in the beginning, make sure to subscribe and stick around for episode number 2, where I make something to mount this on. This is a beauty, guys. Make sure you leave a comment below and let me know what you think.